Okay, very fast rise time, very fast decay time. Okay, you have 1.2 microseconds front time and tail time is 15 microseconds. Now, how do we generate this in the lab? So, if you go to the next experiment, this is the circuit. Okay, now here you have each circuit is having what? C1,
C2.
no, khali C2. Each R1, R2, but in gap. Okay. Now what do we do here is you charge this capacitor C1 by rectifying AC signal to DC, then charge. When the voltage reaches the breakdown voltage of this gap, this will start discharging through R1, R2, and then charge to C2, then that will discharge. So that's why you get very fast rise time and decay time. This rise time and decay time depends on what? RC constants of R1 and this capacitor is C1 and R1, R2. Ma'am? Huh?
Very small, here very small or very high
Resistance? Yeah, small resistance. I will give you the values. Wait. So this rectifier and this capacitor, they are common for all stages, irrespective of number of stages. But this is common for all. Kullu. Now see this rectifier. هذا voltage input كم؟ 220 output كم يجي؟ 100 kilovolt. So this is rectifier. هذا output من rectifier يجي هنا. You have negative polarity, positive polarity. So this is a positive polarity. And تبقى عكس ورا upside down. Okay. Now you are getting output from here. Now this will go to C1. 1 and 2. They both make C1. They are, instead of having one big capacitor, we make them small and then connect in parallel. And this one is after C1, there is spark gap. Other spark gap. Like in your experiment 1, you see the Cura. As you increase the distance, the breakdown voltage increases. When you decrease the distance, breakdown voltage decreases. If you increase gap, you give more charging time. For this one, you get higher voltage. If you decrease the gap, you get lesser charging time to this one and you get lesser voltage. So this can be charged maximum up to 100 kilovolt. Okay. Now, but then R1 is this kullu for first stage. R1 and the R2. Okay. Now you have ashra stages like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So Kamil Kam AG kullu stage 100 kilovolt. So we get a maximum up to 1 million volt. Now depending on your voltage, كم احتاج اليوم. فأنت يبقى ممكن 200 كيلوفولت حتى 3 ستيج 2 ستيج or 3 stages. Okay. So أحسن شوية زيادة. Okay. So I need around 150, 160 kilovolts. So I connect only 3 stages. So cell charge is going to first stage, second stage, and third stage. باقي كله مفتوح. The maximum I can get today is 300 kilovolt. Okay. So I can take output from here. Come on. So this output goes to the top and that goes to the out. So this is basically charging of each stage like batteries. 1.5 volt, 1.5 volt, 1.5 volt in parallel. بعدين انت يبقى 3 فولت حط 2 in series, 4.5 volt حط 3 in series. زي هذا. تمام. Now write your values. Right, اكتب هنا سجل هنا capacitor C1 is 0.8 microfarad. Whose is this one? سجل 0.8 microfarad. سجل فوق data sheet. C1 0.8 microfarad. You can write here on the data sheet also.
0.8 microfarad.
Here you can write. C1 0.8 microfarad. R1 is 5 ohm. R2 85 ohm. These are the parameters. Now شوف يا شباب, this is very dangerous capacitor, okay? These capacitors are very dangerous. They should be always shorted and grounded whether you switch them on or off. هذا automatic grounding. شوف, when you switch on جهاز هو إفتح كذا. When you switch off هو سكر كذا. They are always shorted. Coming here يا شباب. Output is been 4. Okay? So this is my output. Okay? Can anybody tell me what is this? ايش capacitor هذا? What was that one there?
This is capacitor.
What capacitor? What is it for?
Voltage divider.
It is for measuring the voltages. So زي هذا طويل ليش طويل؟
For higher.
ها؟
For higher voltage.
Higher voltage تمام. And this is impulse divider هذا AC divider.
Impulse divider.
Now output I can get from here. تمام. So this is my output. Now capacitor is made up of how many, divider is made up of how many capacitors? Two. So these is again
Two capacitors.
and both of them make C2 in your circuit there. Okay? C2, come on. So this is your C2. This is fixed, you cannot change this one. This comes with the standard design of the equipment. Okay, they already designed. Now this is my high voltage impulse. So I'll be applying for this one Jeep Brown نفسه زي أول. Okay.
هذا زي ترانسميشن لاين.
زي transmission line.
السلك كذا عريان.
Okay. Now this is my wine. What are we going to find with this?
Up and down.
What are we going to find?
Find flash over.
V50. Now what is this V50?
فيها
voltage
probability of
هذا how you find V50?
voltage at
The probability of up down method. But what is V50 basically?
50% actually impulse flash over.
What does that mean?
voltage at power.
هذا الجواب اللي عرفت اجاوبه.
Breakdown
Quiz.
voltage and
Huh?
maybe have a big down flash
Maybe yes 50% is V50 ممكن عندك موجود فلوس ولا ما في فلوس. صح؟ But what is it used for? V50.
impulse flash over.
Probability influence V50 لا. V50 is okay هذا سيارة V6 ايش معنى V6؟ هي ماكينة صح؟ So it is a design feature. V8 ايش الفرق بين V6 and V8؟ انت يبقى V8 or V6؟ So this is a design feature. تمام؟ V50 is a design feature. تمام؟ What is it V50? Now say my V50 is 100 kilowatt. But my transmission line V50 for this insulator is 100 kilowatt. My transmission line on which I'm going to put this is 100 kilowatt. صح؟ ممكن أنا أركب هذا وما في ركب.
لا
ليش؟
لازم أعرف.
ها؟
لازم أعرف more than
More than that. So أنا ممكن أركب هذا V50 100 kilowatt. ما في أركب هذا فوق transmission line which has got 100 kV transmission line voltage.
لازم أقرأ.
Why? There is a possibility that it will flash out. So I should keep an insulator which is
Above.
say above 100 kilowatt with V50 above 100 kilowatt so that I don't get any flash out when I put it there. Tamam? So when you buy insulator, when you become engineers inshallah, so you will say okay this V50 my transmission line is 100 kilowatt and I have got V50 زيادة من 100 kilowatt. تمام? So this is the purpose. How do we find في طريقة اثنين? One is probability method which is more accurate and this V50 up and down is quick method. Okay? سرعة إذا ما فعلش كده. Probability method is very, it takes long time. ممكن 2 ساعة 3 ساعة. تمام؟ في سؤال anybody has question؟ كله كم جواب. Okay?